All right, welcome back in WJBF Sports Game Night Live, a special Saturday broadcast. So we do have college football going on. I got a couple of scores in the two biggest games going on right now, and I'll have those for you in a moment. As Josey hands the ball off, new ball carrier this time is Shavonte Bailey, a sophomore. Michigan State, one of the biggies today, and right now the Wolverines, Jim Harbaugh and company, lead it 20 to 14. They are late in the third. And early in the third quarter, Alabama leads, but Texas A&M coming back a little bit. It is 28 to 20, Alabama over A&M. That's early third quarter. Josey with the football, fourth quarter. They trail their arch rivals from Laney 31-0, and that means that will be the fifth consecutive shutout, Austin, in this series.
Wow.
If Laney does it. They've shut them out 4 years in a row.
And the point total over those years is
well,
amazing.
It would be 263-6 right now, counting this year in 6 years.
263-6.
Complete domination. There's a nice pass. Oh, across the middle. He had it. Number 11, Cornell Clark, couldn't hang on.
What a shame. There have been a few of those for Josey today.
And I don't think that was the case, really, of Alligator Arms worried about a hit. I think he was trying to run the football. Let's see if we can get a look here. Yeah, just didn't look it in all the way on our Doctors Hospital instant replay. So Josey is going to be forced to punt it away. Laney is going to get great field position again. And good punt. Driving the return man back to midfield. Hold on now. He called a fair catch.
He did.
And he was tackled. Yeah, he did call a fair catch.
So tack 15 on for that. That was just, I guess, the defensive player not seeing that the fair catch had been caught.
Yeah, T-Von Redfield, he's only a freshman who made the tackle. But here's the thing. He called the fair catch, and then he had to run back further to catch the football, and I think that might have threw the return man, the defensive player off.
There was almost 3 full seconds between him calling it and catching it, too, which means that the defensive player was probably 15 yards away.
Yeah, I think that threw him off, definitely. I want to thank all of our sponsors bringing you high school football throughout the year, Doctors Hospital and McDonald's, of course, along with the Augusta Pain Center with our hit of the game each week, the Augusta Auto Auction with all of our sideline reports, Orange Theory Fitness, and Ken Nugent with the Ken Nugent One Call, That's All. And the clock runs here in the fourth. Let's see if Laney has made any adjustments to their lineup here. Trying to see if we've got a new quarterback in there. No, it looks like the same. Sumter, and they're going to hand to Eubanks, and Eubanks runs along the left side. And look at him, just still on his feet, dragging defenders all the way down to the 30.
I really am a little surprised that both of their top running backs are still in this game. Now, with the quarterback situation, what it is, like you said, you definitely want the younger player, the sophomore, to get as much playing time as he can. And
well, they might not have another option at quarterback,
right, exactly.
But at receiver and running back, you're right. Let's see how long the starters do stay in there. I think we do have one backup in out of the 4 receivers, number 21, as Eubanks carries it again across the 25. Trayvon Samuels is in there. And it's a first down for Laney. And we got a Laney player slow to get up.
Is that Eubanks?
No, Eubanks is up. It looks like maybe one of the linemen. That's one thing you don't want in a 31-0 game in the fourth quarter is to get an injury that could affect your season, but looks like he is up. And the clock running here is we're down to 8.5 minutes to go in this one.
You can't really tell in the statistics so much because they are continuing to move up down the field. But for the third quarter, there was only, with that faster clock, 1 touchdown scored by Laney.
Well, they slowed them up. You're right, along with the clock. But they stopped them on the one drive inside the 15.
Correct.
Here's Eubanks cutting to the outside, and The problem is they hit him after about 2 or 3 yards, but he ends up picking up 5 or 6 still.
Second effort has been tremendous for all of these players. There have been a number of the receivers that have gained tremendous yardage after absorbing 1 or 2 hits at the initial catch.
The 2 big trends I see in high school football that I've noticed over the last few years, you're seeing more and more, and it's amazing to me that you're seeing freshmen and sophomores contributing like you are on the high school level. We're seeing that more and more at every level, not just private schools, all the way up to 5A. And then the other trend, you're right, the backs they all run so hard. They've all been taught so well to hit the hole hard, and the receivers blocking, better than they ever have. The instruction is so much better now because of all the camps and everything they do year-round. The 7-on-7 as Eubanks carries it down inside the 15. But the instruction is so much better for these kids today than it used to be. Not that the coaches weren't great, just the other stuff they've got, whether it's the internet, whether it's going to camps or 7-on-7.
Yardage after contact. I can't remember prior to about 7 or 8 years ago there even being a stat or a highlight in the NFL packages that would show up, and now it's all over the place, and you're seeing it in high school football. You know what's funny to me, AB? While that's improved, you know what has gone downhill in the last 10, 15 years at every level? Tackling.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, and we have seen that even at the collegiate level. Ask Georgia fans. That ball is tipped and intercepted. It's intercepted in the end zone, so it'll be Josey ball at the 20. It was tipped and picked off by Myron Godby, a sophomore. There you see him.
Is he not allowed to run that out?
No.
That's a shame because he had 90 yards of open field in front of him. Wow.
So it's dead. It's on the 20. But, you're right, Austin. Like I said, last week, Georgia, and their loss to Tennessee, boy, the tackling effort was not great.
Well, you see it in the NFL, too. And, again, those guys are paid large sums of money.
I wonder how much of it has to do with the fact of how you have to hit now. The rules and the penalties and the way you are, you got to be so precise on how you hit somebody and where you hit them. And also in practice, because of concussion rules, you're hitting less and less in practice.
At the same time, though, I can remember even, back in the olden days when you and I played football, the coaches were always telling you, if you've got one shot at a guy, hit him as hard as you can low, because at least he's got to jump over you if nothing else. And you just don't see that happening very often. They all, go up high.
Yeah. We've got a timeout on the field, timeout for Josey. We'll take a break with them. We are midway through the fourth quarter. It's all Laney, 31-0, but Josey with a sign of life with that interception. We'll be back. Come on, State, Sparty.
We're back where Laney is handling Josey 31-0, and we're about to show you that interception in the end zone one more time. Wanted to take a look at this because the player is not one of their first stringers. This is a sophomore AB, Myron Godby, number 12. Watch this. Boop. And I'm not kidding you. If that rule weren't what it is, it would have been interesting. No, he went out of the end zone. I'm sorry. It's a shame because he would have had open field.
Well, and Larico Williams, another sophomore, is the player who tipped it away. So Josey with the ball. Man in motion is Miles. They're going to pitch it to him. And Miles is going to get short of the line of scrimmage, actually. He's going to lose maybe a yard. They might give him forward progress up to the 20. 4.5 minutes to go, or a little over 4.5. Well, Austin, your first foray in a long, long time into high school football, but you actually sort of got your start in broadcasting in high school football, right?
Oh, I wouldn't. Yeah, absolutely. 1983, helping out Matt Stovall, doing Evans High School football games on the radio. We were part of that great state championship run almost in 87, I guess it was. And I got to tell you,
I remember listening to you guys call the games in those late 80 teams, 86, 87, 88, that run,
It's about the most fun you can have in broadcasting.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, I tell people all the time that ask me about doing the games, if I could get paid enough to just do this, high school football, that's all I would do. I love doing it. As you see Josey with a nice play here, one of their better plays of the game is Naquan Anthony, their scholar athlete, with a nice run. Yeah, and especially when you're attached a little bit to a team that's on a run. That year that Josey won 20 years ago, I hadn't said this on the air yet. I've said it to you. I did 7 of their 15 games on the radio. So I got to know the players so well, the coaches so well, and it was so fun being a part of that great team back in '95.
Did they give you a ring?
They did not give me a ring.
They should have gave you a ring.
I wasn't the official play-by-play guy for them. We just happened to do 7 of their games because they were so good that year. But, that was my first year in broadcasting, 1995, and calling those games was incredible. And this time the quarterback Foreman's going to keep it, and he gets up near the 38-yard line or so.
You started off with a state championship team, and it's been all downhill since then.
Well, not only that, my first year doing baseball, Augusta Christian, we did 14 of their games. We had a deal with them to do their games, and they won the state championship that year.
Absolutely.
So I was like, man, this is great. The teams always win, you know.
I actually helped out with some Evans High School baseball games, too, at the state championship level.
Yeah, of course.
It's funny, two guys that I worked with do college football on television now, Sam Crenshaw and Chick Hernandez.
That's right, yeah. Here we go as Foreman steps up to run again. Now he makes a man miss across the 40 to the 45 and up to about the 49. So Foreman, again, he shows you he's got athletic ability. He just hadn't had a lot of time to run tonight against Laney's defense. And I tell you one thing, Laney wants a shutout because they've got Truesdale and Lattimore
and Josey, to their credit, they are fighting for a touchdown like it really means something, and God bless them. I'd love to see.
Well, you don't want to get shut out.
Exactly.
Again, this will be the 5th straight shutout in the series, and I'm sure they know that. As the quarterback Foreman's lobbing it up, got a man out there, and he overthrows him.
Oh,
he had
what a
Miles
shame.
open.
That was actually not a bad pass.
Yeah.
He was within 3 yards of where the ball fell, and I think if he looks back a little earlier, he could have made the adjustment.
They sort of made the safety make a decision between two receivers. He went to the inside man, and the quarterback threw it to the outside man, but he just over his head a little bit.
I tell you what, that is a tough part of the field to be throwing the ball right now because of where the sun's setting. And when he started his route, he was in the sunshine. Right where the ball was falling was right on the line where the shadows are coming in. I think if I'm the quarterback, I'm wanting to throw to my left where you're all in the shade right now. You see 82 lined up in the sunshine.
You can see the sun there on the right side of your screen
and
coming
folks, in. It would blow you away to know how much that disturbs you when you look back into it. It's very, very distracting.
So here we go, Foreman. And the pass is caught up to about the 44, 43-yard line.
We've got a minute, 17 seconds, so if they're going to get going, they're going to have to move here.
That's Cornell Clark who made the catch, but you're right. The clock does not stop on a first down. It does not stop on an incompletion with this running clock. So they better hurry if they want to get a score.
And Josey only has one timeout remaining. And we're inside a minute now.
The quarterback is Nate Foreman. 50 seconds to go in this special Saturday broadcast. Foreman in trouble. He's going to scramble. Foreman's got some yardage. He's across the 35 down to about the 33. But again, the clock runs. Foreman's telling him get up to the line of scrimmage. But again,
can't even spike the ball.
Well, one thing you can't do, he cannot spike the ball out of the shotgun. That's a penalty. So it
wouldn't do him any good anyway with the running clock.
That's true. That's true, yeah. They could call their last timeout, I guess.
If they're going to do it, now's the time. And I think they just did.
So 9.6 seconds left. So Josey will have one chance to maybe heave one up into the end zone. At the conclusion of the game, Stephanie will have the head coach from Laney, Rodney McFadden. I'm sure he's going to be very excited. We'll take a timeout. Let's get our break in here. We'll be right back. Laney on top of Josey. One final play when we come back. And back at Josey High School, Dion Grant Field. White Road, Eagle Way Stadium. And looking to throw is Foreman. He's in trouble, and he is going to be brought down, and that might do it, folks. Final play of the game, that's going to be it. Laney is going to walk away with their 5th straight shutout in the series as they win it 31-0 on a beautiful Saturday in the CSRA, but not very beautiful right now if you're a Josey fan, as they drop to 5-3, their first loss in region play. Laney improves to 5-2, and they are now 3-0 in the region as the two teams line up to congratulate one another. Austin, this was just a case of Laney's just too good right now.
Well, I mean, Laney is too good, and I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing how far they get in postseason play. This is one of these situations where you can expect this team to be very, very good for the next 2 years at least, and I'm very impressed what I saw tonight. Thanks for inviting me out.
Oh, man,
it's
been
a tremendous pleasure. I have to tell you something real quick. Matt Lane, when he asked me if I would fill in for him, he actually wanted me to go be in the wedding. He didn't want me to come here. He wanted to be here, but the wedding people made him go through.
We're glad we needed a break from
that.
You
go. Okay.
Well, anyway, a great game for Laney as they win 31-0. They held Josey to 83 total yards, and a lot of that came at the very end. So dominating defensive performance by the Laney Wildcats, led by that front group of Lattimore, Truesdale, and company.
And unlike most high school football teams that are, working with the success that Laney is, it's not a lopsided either great quarterback, wide receiver tandem or a great running back. It's a fantastic mixture of both.
Absolutely. In just a moment, we're going to go down on the field. Stephanie French is trying to get Rodney McFadden, but, of course, he's trying to talk to some of the other coaches. We understand that. And looks like she's almost got him, and we'll have that coming your way here as Laney wins it 31-0 on a special Saturday broadcast of Game Night Live. Let's go to Stephanie with the victorious head coach.
Coach, congratulations first. Such a big win for you guys. What are your thoughts on taking the mistakes you made in this game into the last few games of the season?
Well, we're a work in progress, so we're trying to always improve on what we have going on. So, we harped on that, like I said, at halftime about the penalties and the discipline and that kind of stuff. So we're hoping to build every week. It's a road, it's a journey. Getting to where we're trying to get to. So it's just not a stop-by-stop thing. So hopefully we look at the film and we'll see what we improved on, especially in the second half.
Of course, we have mentioned in this broadcast winning season for you guys. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's good. It's good. It's high expectations at Laney, so we're always trying to improve on what we've done in the past. So, it's a tough road to follow, but this team is carving its own niche. So hopefully we can keep on building and striving and get to some other goals that we have planned.
And I want to ask you about the defense. You guys have one of the top recruits in the country, Truesdale. Give me some words on his role on this team.
He's actually a gentle giant. People don't believe that, but he's a very quiet kid, but he's very intelligent. And, everyone around the country wants him. I get my mailbox is filled with his stuff all the time. So, he's just a pleasure to have on our squad, and I'm glad he's a Wildcat.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Steph. There you hear it. Truesdale being recruited by everybody in the country, and he and his teammate Lattimore and that defensive line did an outstanding job today as Laney gets the win. And also, how about 2 100-yard backs, Austin?
Love that. Willie Eubanks started the game early with success, and we thought, wow, this is going to be, again, the Willie Eubanks show. Marquis Harden comes in. What fascinates me about those yard totals, not only are both of them at 100 yards, 105 for Harden and 100 for Eubanks. Here's the interesting thing, both of them almost balanced carries. 16 for Harden.
I told you, McFadden's a politician.
14 for Eubanks. It was, and the wide receivers also spread it out a tremendous amount.
And how about the young sophomore quarterback, Mario Sumter, 12 of 19 for 194 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did have the 1 interception on the tip ball, but a nice showing by the young 10th grader.
Absolutely. Well, by the way, congratulations again, I'm going to say to Coach Roundtree with Josey. Here's a guy who literally did not have to work again a day in his life if he didn't want to. He came back to Augusta. He could have gone anywhere. He could have gone to Atlanta. He could have gone to Miami. He could have done anything he wanted to do. He came back to his hometown. He came back to his team. And, Raleigh Roundtree is a true superstar in Augusta, Georgia.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, we had a great time here this afternoon. Unfortunately, Josey drops this one. If you're a Josey fan, it was a tough day, but big celebration for that 95 team. Laney gets the win 31-0 to improve to 5-2. Josey drops to 5-3. For our entire crew, Stephanie French, Nathan Edwards, Austin Rhodes, Chris McCarthy, and all the WJBF crew put this game together. We thank you for being with us. Laney a winner 31-0 on WJBF Sports Game Night Live. So long.